Okay, this one's a little bit trickier one, but we'll go through this as well. So the first thing we have to do is we have to figure out the inventory. So how many aluminums do I have on the left? Well, that's the only spot for aluminum, and there's only be one of them. Chlorines on the left, there's only 3. Magnesiums would just be 1. Now, this is interesting because what happens here is this 2 basically means everything inside the bracket gets multiplied by 2, just like in math. So there's 1 nitrogen in NO3, but I have to multiply it by 2. So that 1 times 2 is 2. There's 3 oxygens, but I have to multiply that by 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. Okay? On this side, I have 1 aluminum. Same deal here. Everything inside the bracket gets multiplied by 3. So I'm going to go, chlorines are next though. So chlorines, there's only 2 of them. Magnesiums, there's only 1. Nitrogen, okay, so there was 1 times 3 is 3. And then oxygen, there's 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So now we have to get these things to balance. So this is a tricky one. My aluminums are balanced. Chlorines aren't, but I have a 3-2 thing. So if the last example, if I multiply this by 2 and this by 3, that generally works. So that's where I'm going to start with this. So to get the chlorines to be 6, I have to put a number up here. We're not balancing down here. This is after we put numbers up here. We basically check the inventory again. So if I make this a 2, I'm going to have 2 aluminums, and I'm going to have 3 times 2, which is 6 chlorines. Okay? Now if I want this to do the same, if I put out to be a 3, I now have 3 magnesiums and 3 times 2 chlorines, which would be 6 chlorines. So I've got the chlorines to balance, right? So these guys are balanced, but that's it. So if I want to balance my magnesiums. So if I put a 3 there, everything after that gets multiplied. So there was 1 magnesium times 3 on this side would be 3. There was 2 nitrogens times 3 is 6. And then there were 3 times 2, 6 oxygens to begin with, times 3, 6 times 3 is 18. Okay? So have we balanced anything else? Yes, the magnesiums are now balanced, but that's it. Okay, let's balance the aluminums. So if I want to get this side to be a 2, I have to put a 2 there. Now, everything in this compound is going to get multiplied by this 2. So there was 1 aluminum to begin with, times 2 is now 2. Got them to balance. There was 3 nitrogens, times 2 is 6. Got them to balance. And there was 9 oxygens, times 2 is 18. And look what happens. It's all balanced. So this is a tougher one. This would be one of the toughest ones that you get. But by practicing, you'll get better at it. It's simply just a bunch of logic. Take care.